Welcome back. I'm so excited. Welcome back to Unwrapped Real Talk with the Black Hijabi. Oh, it feels good to be back and sit down on the chair. I miss you guys. I hope you guys missed me because I definitely missed talking to you guys. It was so much that happened. Your girl had a birthday. Had a birthday. Definitely on a different I feel different. I had a milestone, kind of milestone birthday. But who's counting anyway, right? But yeah, I had a birthday. I traveled to Senegal, amazing country. Had to deal with first day of school for my child, kindergarten. Definitely, it was a lot. So first, I wanted to talk about the birthday. Brought in my birthday on a plane. Wasn't supposed to, but it was still a good. It was still because for me, I celebrate my birthday all year round. It's my birthday every day, so it wasn't such a big deal. Like usually, like a couple years ago, I would really, 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 really would have been like, "This was the worst birthday ever." But anyway, I can't feel like that. But let's talk about Senegal too. Senegal, that's where I spent my birthday, is such an amazing country. It's 95% Muslim, which I did know, but I did not know how rich the culture was and how I would be driving down, well, not driving because I wasn't driving there, but riding down the road and seeing sisters garbed up, fly, looking good. It was such an amazing experience. When I didn't have any expectations of Senegal, but my initial reaction was it's a complete different cultural versus Sierra Leone, which is where my parents are from. Well, Sierra Leone and Guinea, but mainly Sierra Leone and Senegal. Senegal was colonized by the French, and Sierra Leone is colonized by the English. So by what I just told you, you understand that in Sierra Leone, they somewhat kind of speak English. It's like a broken, we call it Creole. Creole is English kind of with an accent. It's certain things where you understand. Versus in Senegal, they do not, they speak nothing but French and Wolof. That is it. The few people that you're going to meet that do speak English, they must have had an amazing education where they were able to learn English. But that's not something that is of the norm. So you can imagine me traveling by myself to a country where they don't speak English and that is all I speak. Yes, we are in 2024, so we do have phones with Google Translate. But if you if you don't understand French, then or even have the pronunciation, have the proper pronunciation, then you're going to struggle. I am lucky, a little bit lucky, because I do have some family members that have been to Senegal and that do speak French. My mom's friend lives there. I have a few aunties that live there. Um, but this was mainly a vacation for me where I was just like, because at first I was supposed to go to Tokyo, but I switched from Tokyo to Senegal. Um, and when I did end up switching the trip, I was like, I'm going here. It's a desert. It's a Muslim country. Um, and I just want to be able to just bask in the culture and just enjoy myself, right? Of course, we have TikTok, so I looked at a couple videos. I was supposed to stay on a resort, but we're gonna get into that. And I was supposed to stay on a resort, but I'd end up not staying in a resort. But anyway, when I initially got off the plane and I was with I ended up meeting these girls when I was supposed to get on the plane because initially when I was supposed to get on the plane, I never did. I booked a flight with Air Senegal, the worst airline ever. they I was supposed to fly from JFK, New York, the airport in New York, and I flew from Maryland to New York. I flew from Maryland to New York, And initially, when I got to New York, I got an email saying that the flight was delayed for 24 hours, which there's no such thing as a delay for 24 hours. That's a cancellation. And yeah, they basically canceled it and then rebooked it for the next day. So I was supposed to leave. They actually ended up changing the flight 3 times, right? When I got to the airport for the last time, and there was nobody there in the airport in JFK for represented like to represent Air Senegal. So you have, when you go into the airport, you got Southwest, you have different airlines, and you have the people that are there to actually talk to. There was nobody there to talk to. And I just paid thousands of dollars, not thousands, but 1,000 and some hundreds of dollars to fly to Senegal. Now I've already paid for my ticket. Well, to my surprise, it was about 70 people that were in the airport that did the same exact thing and have been there for 3 days expecting to fly out. So I've already have got to JFK, and I was not going to Senegal. I've already had my mindset and I was gonna go. I met two girls that were supposed to fly out to Senegal. They were traveling by themselves as well, and they were amazing because they spoke French. Ultimately, it became a total of 4 of us, but I'm gonna get to the fourth person. But the two girls that I met at the airport, one of them had to be at a wedding for their brother, and one was having to go check out land, and this was an amazing vacation for her, and she had to go see her dad that she hadn't seen in years. And me, it was supposed to be my birthday, and we were like fighting to get there. Like, it was a fight. So, of course, Air Senegal wasn't reaching out to us. Then you look on TikTok and Instagram and you see all the reviews of Air Senegal and how they're the worst airline possible and that they'll leave you hanging, and just all the worst things that you can hear on basically at the airport waiting for a flight. This is what you're hearing. I mean, this is what you're seeing and hearing, right? So it was a lot, but I met the girl who had to go see her father. She had seen a ticket with Air Ethiopia for $100 less, but it was literally one way. So I said, had to think. I said, don't have the funds for a round trip right now, but I'll get money while I'm in Senegal. So I said, let me pay for this ticket to go. So I had to pay for another ticket to get to Air Senegal. I mean, not Air Senegal, to get to Senegal, Dakar. So it was about $7.98 for the ticket, which is not bad for one way, which I should have bought a round trip that very moment, but didn't do it and regretted it, of course. But got the ticket bought the ticket to Senegal, and I had an hour layover in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. Okay? So I'm like, I could breathe. I finally got a ticket. I got a flight, but the flight is not till 10 p.m. It's probably 9 a.m., 10 a.m. So I'm just in JFK, just pacing back and forth. But I didn't buy the ticket until like 12. Bought the ticket. Well, we all bought the ticket. It was two girls at the time at the airport. We bought the ticket. A lot of other travelers, unfortunately, if you already paid a certain amount of money, you're not expecting to pay for another ticket to get to a country when you weren't expecting to pay for that. So a lot of them left. A lot of them didn't make it on the flight. It was a few people that did end up buying that exact ticket. Some people paid thousands of dollars to get on another flight. Some people just went home and had to figure out another way and just have to probably wait for a refund. It was very sad because some people took off of work. You put in that PTO and you're expecting to go on a trip, and then they do that. Shame on you, Air Senegal. Shame on you, honestly. But so eventually I end up getting on the flight to get to Abidjan, Ivory Coast. But while we were in JFK, it was a situation with luggage where I was confused about because I said, you know, I usually take American Airlines or Southwest, and if you're on the same airline, you don't have to worry. But because you kind of switch airlines, they have an issue with baggage, which I'm going to explain what they told me, but I still was confused while there. Okay. So he put our final destination for for our luggage for Dakar. Okay. That's what he did. We get to Ivory Coast, and I don't speak French. Okay. So it was nothing but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I met these women that speak French fluently, you know? But I still feel like okay, so anyway, we get off the flight. We're late. We got 10-15 minutes. We have to get on a bus from the plane to the terminal to get on the next transit flight to Senegal. Of course, when we get there, they ask the lady in French, whatever they say, is we're going to Dakar. Is the flight still here? They say go to the side in French. They take our passports. They say go to the side in French. I'm like, should we go? I'm like, I want to snatch my passport and go. I feel like the plane is still here. They're going to wait for us. Like, they know that we're supposed to be on this flight, right? They're like, no, we're all like trying to go, but we're all like kind of like not going, and our feet just kind of froze. It was a girl that was on the flight that she was already going to take another flight anyway. So it was going to be another girl where we were all it was basically four total. Three of us were on the flight to transit to go to Senegal immediately, and she was going to wait until another flight in the PM and later that night. Anyway, long story short, we missed the flight. So I hear my name though getting called over the overspeaker. All of our names being called something French, Mariam Kaba. I'm like, they were probably waiting for us. They just gave and then they're like, I'm like, they said our name. We all go to the thing. They're like, they said our name. They said our name. They're like, no, they gave y'all seats away. I'm like, so the flight was still here? Like, I was so upset because if I spoke French, I would be cursing these people out in reality. But because I don't speak French, I'm now like feeling like a child that can't speak. Like, it's like the worst feeling. Anyway, so now I'm in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, and I'm here until we don't know. So anyway, they come back to us and they say, and everything is being translated to me. They come back to us and they say, we're going to give you a VIP lounge. The flight's going to be here at 10 p.m. You guys are getting back on an Air Senegal flight. Here we go. In my head, I said, Air Senegal? They're never going to come. We're all supposed to be on the Air Senegal flight. They never gave us our money back. They never showed up. There was no representatives. They say, no, they do well with local flights. It's the international flights that they have a problem with. Of course, we're in Abidjan. It's not that far from Ivory Coast to Senegal. Okay, so we're in the VIP lounge, and it's an exciting thing because now we have endless food. We're getting drinks. You just get whatever we want in this VIP lounge. Yeah, we're in the VIP lounge. And then, of course, they say Air Senegal is not going to get here until 3 in that morning the next day. So we arrived. Now it's a whole nother day. They don't get there till 3. They were supposed to be there at 10 p.m. They don't get there till 3 in the morning the next day, which was my birthday. Okay? All I wanted to do was go take a shower and rest in a bed because, I've been traveling for like 3 days and I haven't laid down. I've been just attitude. I just want to lay in a bed, honestly. So the baggage. Before we even get on the flight to Senegal, we talked to Abidjan and they're to check where our bags were. And they say, oh, your bags are in Dakar. I'm like, okay. Okay, now that we know that our bag's in Dakar, They've talked, they speak French, alhamdulillah, because I didn't speak French and they were communicating to make sure all our bags arrived in the car. They're going to be waiting for us. We get on the flight at 3 a.m. We land around 6 in the morning. We're looking. Yeah, no bags, no luggage, like no luggage. And we've been traveling for what? 3 days. No luggage, no bags. All we have is carry on. And me, I like to travel light with my carry on. I didn't bring much toothpaste, toothbrush, not much in my carry on bag because I just like to be, you know, just light. I regretted that. Never will ever do that again. We'll always pack extra clothes, whatever, in that carry on bag because you just never know what's going to happen. Yeah, so no luggage for 2 days. Eventually, they don't call us. It was another person. Finally, get my luggage. The trip begins. And of course, I had the amazing time. I got to ride a horse for the first time. I got to ride ATVs. I went out to eat a lot because what I could say about Senegalese food is check rice and beef, jollof rice and fish, rice and, rice and beef, rice and chicken, rice and this, rice and that, rice and a protein. Not a lot of variety. Uh I did have some, I think I had some okra. Um I didn't have, it wasn't a much of a variety for me because for me, my parents are from Sierra Leone, so we have akara, cassava leaf, peanut butter soup, tola, sawa sawa, bench, fufu, akara, plantain, cham cham. We have suya, we have roast beef stick, we have pepper crab, we have pepper chicken. We have a plethora, a variety of different foods where whatever you're feeling like that day. When I'm in Sierra Leone, I do not go to restaurants. That's a rare thing. For me, I might go to Jigabonte's. Is it called Jigabonte's? To get ice cream. That's probably the biggest thing. I might get a shawarma. My whole trip is not surrounding going out to eat. But in Senegal, baby, I was in a restaurant probably every other day because I had to get a variety of some type of different food. And what I can say about Senegal, which I loved, is the nightlife is amazing. It's fun, genuinely fun, genuinely had a good time. I can be in a loungy type of place and as a hijabi, not feel out of place like the only hijabi that's there just trying to have a catch a vibe and have a good time. You know what I mean? Like actually be out listening to music. Don't feel like you have to drink alcohol. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't have to partake in the haram activities. But I know a virgin mocktail hate to see a Muslima come in, especially me, because that was all I was getting was the mojitos. I was getting the virgin sunrises, the virgin Bahama making me happy type of drinks. Like any type of virgin drink I could get, I was getting. And I know a virgin drink hate to see a Muslima come in because that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get a drink, a nice, sweet good drink. But I literally my fave was a virgin mojito. And I was in a lounge and got to be in a lounge and see other Muslima sisters, hijabi sisters, and they were just catching a vibe too, having a good time, trying to get some good food, listen to some good music, and that was it. And you're not feeling like an overheat. Like if I was in the States, a lounge, I wouldn't. Not saying I would never. I have not been to a. Have I been to a lounge? Since I've been covered. I don't know. I don't remember. But I do know that I think if I would go to a lounge, I probably I don't know how I would dress, honestly. Honestly, I wouldn't know. I would say I probably would cover completely, but I don't know. I don't know 100%. How I would probably dress, but I literally was covered, looking good, and got to see other Muslim sisters doing the same exact thing. And I felt amazing. Like I felt very just like, okay, yeah, like it was just a great time with the nightlife. And then of course, waking up with the Adhan and praying every morning. And that was, you could go off with the Adhan, not on my phone, not off the Muslim Pro app, which the Muslim Pro app is amazing and the Muslim apps are amazing. But hearing the Adhan go off while you're laying in bed and you get to go take wudu and pray Salah, make Salah is amazing. Another great and amazing thing that happens. And it was you get to relax while you're in Africa. I think that's just Africa. Like America, we're speeding here. We're like on a hamster wheel constantly, and you're go 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 go. Versus when I'm in Africa, it's like I don't care about, like I don't have that many anxieties and issues that I have going on. It's mainly like just a great, wonderful, relaxing type of time, and that's what I like to do on vacation. Relaxing type of time. I'm not a let's go here and no no no. I a spa hates to see me coming. I did the spa, massages, good restaurant, good drink, good scenery. That's really much I need. I don't need, oh, let's go on the boat and let's go ride the bikes and no 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 no. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to relax the mind. I'm on trucks. I drive a truck every day while I'm here, and I run a trucking company, and I don't want to go and have to work my mind too much. It's I go on vacation to relax, and that's exactly what I did. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Oh, mangoes. The mangoes there were also amazing. I had like 4 or 5 mangoes a day. And I feel like coming back to the US was so, Senegal has just been my personality at this point. I'm listening to Wally, I think it's Wally Sek. Confused. That song has been on repeat for me. Senegal is my personality now. So I'm like, bonjour, ça va bien? Oui. I only know those type of words, but I definitely learned a lot being there. And just, of course, it's a very developed country. The Sefa. Their currency is called the Sefa, which Ivory Coast has the Sefa as well. Their money is very strong. I I compared the Sefa to the dollar. It's damn near neck and neck. Okay, they yeah, hotels there are expensive. Everything for me, and when I say expensive, expensive for African standard. It's a little up there, where I'm like, yeah, it's a little different versus when Sierra Leone, your $100 is stretching, baby. Your $100 is like $300. It's like it's gonna take you somewhere. Versus your $100, you're spending $100. That's nothing in Senegal to spend $100 over there in one day. Yeah, that's normal. Your meal, you get after you get your meal. I was taking Gangos over there, which was like your Uber, and some of them I would pull up the app, the Google Translate app, to like to explain, because the blessing that Yango is that you already kind of know what you're paying on the app. It tells you 3,000 Sefa, 2,000 Sefa. You already know that's what you're gonna pay. But what my issue was, sometimes I would take the Yango to get to the location, and it wouldn't be the location, and then I would have to try to explain to the person how this wasn't the location, and they either wouldn't want to read my phone, or would be like, I would have to call somebody. And shout out to everybody that answered their phone, all my cousins that answered their phone, because you guys that spoke French, y'all really held me down. I would call y'all. I would say, tell them to go this and that and the third. A special shout out to Adama, because she was literally, oh, I'm trying to tell them how to get there for you. And like literally, she's in Belgium, and she would literally answer the phone so she could talk to the whatever driver and translate for me. Amazing, So that was really the issue. But by the time you paid for your Yango, your restaurant, and your Yango back, that's $100. You'll blink, whoop, $100. especially because I like to eat out, and then whoever I'm with, we're gonna eat too, and I'm gonna treat us all. Oh, let's get some of this, let's get some of that, let's get that. That's just my nature. I'm not gonna go around people and feel like, especially because I feel like you done came from the States. You're not about to make people that live in Africa, not saying that it's a problem, but I'm very like a given person, and I'm not good. You're not gonna come around me and feel like you have to like fake. I know how hard it is here. So, and I know how not it's not easy, but we can whether you're doing it's easier to get a dollar here. It is versus in Africa and different countries in Africa. It's a different total different it's a different speed, so I'm definitely going to treat people. So anyway, $100 went by extremely fast for me. Money over there went by out of my hands quickly. Before I blink, I said blunk. I don't know if that's a word, but I blinked and I was like $2,000 in over there. But of course I had to get cute outfits. I'm wearing one of the outfits that I got. Matter of fact, I didn't buy this. I'm lying. My aunt, well, my mom's friend, which of course, if you know, your mom's friends are aunties, your mom's friends' kids are your cousins. And she bought this particular outfit for me for, I think, 20,000 sefa. 20,000 sefa, which in dollars, I believe that is, somebody let me know. Anyway, 20,000 sefa for this outfit. I did buy a lot of I got bangles. I got a bangle for my mom. I'm lying. I didn't get a bangle for my mom. I got a bangle for my brothers. I got bangles for family members, people that are dear to me. I bought silver. I bought gold. I bought this gold necklace there. Cause I got this a gold necklace in Sierra Leone already. So I was like, I gotta get a gold. I gotta get gold. I'm a gold girl. I love gold, and I feel like it's such a big investment when you buy it, because you're always, you can always sell gold and get gold, and it's a big, big, huge investment. And I'm a gold girly. This gold necklace that I've had for since I was born, and this right here it holds a lot of weight. But anyway, I love gold, so I bought that. I bought two silver bangles. I bought a lot of stuff, and I spent a lot of money on the jewelry. We don't want to get into what I sold. I sold a lot of outfits as well, because you do not go to Senegal and not sew clothes. Their clothes, and I see the TikTok girlies online all the time, the Senegalese girlies with their sewn outfits, amazing. So I already have, I said, I have to sew clothes when I come here. I sold 3 outfits, um, or 4. I sold 4 outfits actually. Went to the market. I forgot what the market is called. I forgot what the market is called. Oh my goodness. But you go to the market and you got people just bum rushing you to sell you things. So I bought outfits for my family members, for my uncles and brothers and son and everybody. I bought a lot of clothes for them, and I had to go get the fabric from the market, and that was a process. It was extremely hot. It in Africa right now. It's supposed to be rain season. It's supposed to be rain season in Senegal. It barely rained there. It's deserty. It's very sandy and very dry. It wasn't a lot of rain versus if you tried to go to Sierra Leone in the summertime here and went to Sierra Leone. They have rain like it. You have 5 6 days of constant rain, and then, of course, in December, dirty December, you get to enjoy all the sun and then the heat. December, January, February, March, and then you get into that rain season that starts to come like April, May, June, whatever. So, yeah, but in Senegal, which is another reason why I chose to go, was no rain. It was very hot, extremely hot. So I was in the market, and I had a little fan, which I have the fan, and it's very sandy. So you have a fan and sand. It doesn't really mix, right? Because constantly Sand is going into your eyes. And it was a beautiful thing though. It was definitely a beautiful thing. I So you got people coming up to you, and I was with my mom's friend, so she was like, well, my aunt basically, and she was like, gotta have somebody from there because she's like, yeah, no, no, this ain't the price. They trying to say this. She'll pass me the phone, which she's so amazing. It'll say, like, say if it was like they wanted to say 10,000 sefa, she'll bring it down to like six or like three, whatever, and then she'll be like, "This is the price," and I'll say, "Is that?" She's like, "A very good price." I was like, "Okay, let's do that." So she was like my that person that I had that helped me, while I was there, and her son, he was how old is he? He was young. He was younger. He's young, but he also had him with me, my rollie. If I would go to like little places, he'll come with me sometimes, and or I would just go by myself. But I would definitely take him out just because, they get to experience something with me versus if they were probably didn't have me there, they wouldn't experience, which is, restaurants on a regular basis and certain type of food and everything like that. So I definitely was like, let's go, you know what I mean? And that was an amazing experience that I got to do. And then the day I stayed for some weeks, and the day I had to leave was the most emotional time ever. Because when I first got there, I stayed in a place where I did stay in some hotels, but I actually stayed where it was what you would consider the trenches, right? No air conditioning, just fan. But I loved it. Like, I love it. I feel like I am African, but I don't feel like I could live there, but I know I could stay there for a while. So it was no air conditioning, but it was like I like it. I always say like I like it. I hate going to Africa and being like put up in a mansion. I like to go to Africa and like be amongst the people, right? So I was amongst the people. And where even the people that lived there were like, "You're staying there?" Like, I met some people, they're like, "You're there, you're there, you're there." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here." Like, I could, I could, I adapt to my environment, and I loved it there. Like, everybody like, "Bonjour, salam alaikum, ça va bien," and hello, and I love that when I step out my house, they're asking, "How did you sleep? Are you okay?" I love that feeling. So, where I was staying, my aunt, people will constantly come to her house, like constantly. Um, and her house wasn't huge. She wasn't very rich, but every meal people would come and eat. How amazing is that? You know what I mean? We live in huge houses here. Huge houses here. We have good amount of money that we can make food. And how many times do you call somebody to come to your house to come eat? I mean, from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they know when they come through that door, they're going to get fed. And everybody sits down on the floor, big bowl, and they eat, right? And eventually, because she would make my food separate, and eventually I'm like, I want to eat with you guys. Don't be putting my food to the side like I can't get on the floor and eat with my hands. So eventually, that's exactly what was going. And when you eat, I feel like the camaraderie, and when you eat with people, right, and you eat with family, what happens is because you do that every day, you're going to ask for one another, right? When I'm eating food, if we were to do that here in the States and I was younger and as kids and we eat food, right? I'm going to say, well, where's my brother? Where he's supposed to be here? We supposed to eat. I'm going to think of him when I'm eating. I'm going to think of him while we're eating as a group. Versus when we eat separately, we're only thinking about ourselves. You know what I mean? You're thinking about the food that's in front of you and you're going to eat your portion. You're not thinking about if your brother's here or your sister's here or if your cousin's here. But when you eat together and you're used to seeing that other person across from you all the time and they're not there, you're going to sit and you're going to wait and you're going to inquire about them. And I love that. I love that because for us, a lot of us in the States, and me definitely, I used to have this mindset of really just selfish mindset, but also of a lack mindset. I used to think about a lot of what I didn't have and not of what I have, you know? So and that and when I went to Senegal, it reminded me of what I have and how blessed I truly am, and how people here are appreciative of every little thing that they have. They're not in a lack mindset of what they don't have. They're in an appreciative mindset of what they already do have. And that brought, I'm about to cry now, tears to my eyes, because I was only there for a moment. I wasn't even there for long. And while I was about to leave, the children that were in the house, my aunt, tears. Like I was bawling. They had me crying. They prayed for me so much. And these are people that didn't have much, who didn't have much, but gave me what they had. When you got people here in the States that have a lot, but won't give you much, won't give a lot to you, won't give you $5, won't give you two, won't give you a meal, won't think of you. And you got people that don't have much that will give you their last, that will give you a little bit that they do have. And that definitely brought, um, I need tissue, but that definitely brought tears to my eyes when I was leaving. Um, when I was leaving, they were praying for me, and when children pray for you, and it was in Mandingo, but I was like, well, what did he say? He just was like, I pray you get a lot of money, and I pray that you get whatever in your heart that you ask for, and this is a child, 10 years old, and I loved him. His name was Lance. Prayed for me before I left, and he was bawling, loud crying, because you become a monk, they take you on as like a part of their family, and I was like, I'll definitely be coming back. So the trip started off very bumpy. Uh-huh. The trip started off very bumpy, but in the end, ch- changed me for some of the just for the better. And my mom was telling me that too. She's like, you just come back and you just laughing. You're just so like, I just could pray that this continues. This continues the lightheartedness that you have, because that's exactly how I feel. I feel very lighthearted. I feel that nothing really, not like what we feel like is a problem is never really a problem. I just learned to just give everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like I'm just giving it to him. Every little thing, every big thing, every issue, every worry, everything, I'm just giving it to him, because he got me. Every little thing, like he got me. I from coming back now, I feel like I'm in my era that what I've given, I'm getting back now quickly. And I would just give you a quick little example. I was in Audi, the grocery store, and you pay the quarter to get your cart. You get your cart, you shop, and some people don't have the quarter. Some people just have their bags. And there was a lady right there who did not have a bag. No, she didn't have a cart. So I told her, you can get in front of me. She got in front of me. She's like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, of course." Right? That same day, I had to end up going back to Audi, and I didn't get a cart, and I had stuff in my hand, and the lady said, and I was crunched for time, and I had to be somewhere, and it was a lady said, "You get in front of me." That quickly, what I gave, I got back in the same day. I'm in that era of my life, and I don't know who else is in that era, but it's an amazing era to be in. And I'm realizing when I give good, I'll get good. And that's just that. I don't have to chase anything. I don't have to be in a rush to get anywhere. I don't have to do too much. What's for me will always be for me. And I learned that in Senegal, especially. So I definitely feel like my mindset has definitely changed. And I definitely pray that this continues, my lightheartedness, my laughter, because what would get, and something, I literally was, someone cursed me out the other day in traffic. I'm always getting cursed out in traffic a lot of the time, because of course I drive for a job. So I was getting cursed out. And I just smiled. And I am covered, garbed, but I will literally light you up with words. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. And say I stuck for law after. But I will but this particular time I just laughed and said, whatever, laughed it off. Ha ha ha. I was in not an argument, but my brother had said something to me, and usually I'll be like just fire back out. I just laughed, and my mom looked at me like, I was like, yeah, like she was like, oh yeah, you're that right there proved to me that you really changed because my little brothers, I'm quick to be like, who are you talking to? And just like, but I laughed it off because I'm like, man, I'm not there. My energy's not there. My energy, what do we, you know what I mean? I love you, you love me. What are we arguing for? What's the issue? If I can fix it, if I can change it, I will. If I can try to change it, I will. That's pretty much all I'm doing, and I'm leaving it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's definitely what I learned from Senegal, and I pray, and I want to say I love Senegal, and I know you guys. A lot of you guys aren't gonna understand. I did gain some subscribers from Senegal, and I know I have to try to figure out a way where I can get different captions or something like that they can be in French. I gotta figure this out. I gotta definitely figure this out where I could maybe speak French. I don't know, but all I know for now is bonjour, oui, ça va bien. But I definitely gained some followers from Senegal, and I know you guys don't understand, but I'll just try to figure out a way where you guys can and probably put subtitles. I don't know, but I'll definitely try to work on that. So, because I definitely love you guys there. I love you guys, and I loved everybody that I got to encounter there. I love Senegal. Dakar, I for the next 2 weeks will be a part of me. I mean, a part of my personality, but I'll definitely will be going back to Dakar for sure. Next place for sure will be Gambia, but Senegal, Dakar has my heart. Love you guys. Um, Next thing, when I definitely came back, I had to deal with first day of school. My son is in kindergarten. I don't know who else has a kindergartner. Who has a kindergartner? Anyway, first day of school, cried, bawled. Of course, he didn't care. He said, bye, mom, left, and that was it, which was a tearful thing for me because he doesn't need me. He needs me, but he doesn't need me. He's out into the world because kindergarten. Next thing you know, he's graduating college. And that's literally how it goes. You blink and then they're older and they just not on you like they used to be, and they don't need to be clinged on to you no more. And it's just like he's definitely an all-star, an amazing kid. And first day of school was more traumatic for me than it wasn't at all for him. So that was definitely an amazing journey for me. And it was it was I was glad, and his dad was glad because we did something where you see your kid and you see your child and you're like, I think he's gonna be okay. The fear, because that's exactly what I feel like. You just have this fear of for a parent, like as a mother. I don't know if anybody else has it, but you just not a fear, but like a worry, like it's just a worry that just never goes away. Like you constantly worry about your child. Like I hate it. That's when people like, I'm not a parent. I'm like, you don't want to be. But you just got to think about yourself before you have a kid. Now you got to think about, that's why I don't fault when John Cena said he didn't want to have kids. Don't fault that man. Children, if you have one, two, or three, it's a situation where you can't just do what you want. Your life is not your own, okay? And my son didn't come with me to Senegal, which was the longest time I've ever spent away from him ever. I've never even done 5 days. Yeah. So, and he's 5. So I did weeks, and that was crazy. I was on FaceTime with him every single day. And I was like, and he was like not even caring about me anyway. So, but anyway, it was amazing. Senegal was amazing. First day of school was amazing. Um, for the next episode, I definitely will be having a special guest. I'm excited. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, he makes it here, and then I could be able to talk about what we have to talk about. But yeah, Senegal was amazing. First day of school was amazing. Make sure you guys subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I'm definitely going to work harder with putting out constantly because I definitely took a week's break and I hate that I had to do that. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to I cannot wait to get more guests on, talk about more things, talk about being unwrapped in real talk about being black in a hijabi. I'm just excited overall because um I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be back on this green couch. I'm happy to be back in the studio. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much my channel grows. My goal every month is 100 subscribers. So if you land on this video, subscribe. Subscribe. It's easy and free to do so. I love my TikTok community. I don't know if TikTok is officially going to be banned. Hopefully it doesn't, because I feel like a lot of my supporters come from TikTok. This journey is never the people that you know, duh. It's the people that I never met a day in my life that support me the most, and I love that for me because I get to grow this community of hijabis and grow this community of black women and grow this community of white women and grow this community of women and Muslims and all types of hijabis that can just relate and understand where I come from when I talk about being able to go to a lounge in Senegal and just feel comfy, or and trying to figure out places where we can go in America, maybe, finding out places where we can go where they're hijabi friendly and we feel okay, feel like we can still go to the corner and pray Salah before we, you know feel like if we could pray Salah there, I could go there, but if I can't, then I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Senegal was a vibe. uh and it definitely opened up my mind for different things and what I could bring and what we could talk about and how we could do, because and the fashion and everything else, because I love the fashion. I was in tune with that while I was there, and we always going to talk about the fashions, the clothes, and the style. This Oh, yeah, 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 I forgot to talk about this too. Yeah, I went out to my cousin's graduation, and this lady grabbed me like, I want to do what you're doing. I want to dress like how you're dressing. I love the way you did the hijab. I love the way you did it. And I love the way you paired it together. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. It took me a while to figure out my style. But I'm here. I switch it up a lot. I know it's hard figuring out your style as a hijabi, but once you get there, honey, you're gonna be swipping and swapping and doing your little thing. So I told her, go for it. Don't be afraid. You know what I mean? We still live in life. And oh, it was a funny thing too, right? While I was in the party, my other cousin, she was sweating. She had on a dress. She was sweating. She looked over to me and said, Mariam, you're not, how are you hijab fully covered and not sweating? I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps us cool. So anyway, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in with Unwrap Real Talk with the Black Hijabi. We'll be back same time next week, hopefully with a guest, a special one. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Thank you for tuning in. Rich and Glorious. Choose happiness. Salamu alaikum.